Hey guys, Ace signing in again. Another Through Ace's Eyes moment. This one comes courtesy of my buddy Matt. He says I should do this whole thing about Batman Under the Red Hood, animated DC film. Sure, I loved it. We've had several conversations about it. This ought to be fun. Where do I start? Jason's crazy. Let's just start there. For anybody who hasn't seen it or don't know the basic premise of it, this movie centers around the villain known as the Red Hood, who's actually Jason Todd, the second Robin, the one that was beaten by the Joker with a crowbar to death. But yeah, so by far this is the best animated Batman film I can think of. Great voice acting, great action. I mean, honestly, following the comic books, I didn't think they would go that far with this being an animated movie. Straight to DVD, of course, but I still didn't think they would go this far. I mean, you see the Joker beating the shit out of Jason. It's like, whoa, okay. And then Jason dies, and then a couple years later, Red Hood pops up on the scene. Then Batman goes against them, and then helmet comes off. And actually, no. Batman was able to get a sample of Red Hood's blood and put it in his computer and analyze it with science and discovered it was Jason. Okay, let's look at Jason for a minute. He's the second Robin, besides Damian Wayne, Bruce Wayne's son in future comic lines. He is by far the most brutal Robin there's been, and besides that, Red Hood is a conflicting character. I mean, in a sense, yes, he was the villain of Under the Red Hood. But in all reality, a lot of people don't see it this way. They see Jason as crazy, and honestly, you should just really feel. You have to really understand and feel Jason to get why he did what he did. I mean, he always said that it's clear throughout the movie, he has the utmost respect for Batman, except for one point. That one point is that he won't kill the Joker. You know, Batman has that line he doesn't cross, like I touched on in the last video. And Jason respects it, but on the same note, he feels like if Batman were to cross that line, a lot of things would be better. So you go throughout the film, you see Jason doing a hell of a lot in this movie. He basically takes over almost every crime family in Gotham except for Black Mask, which he almost gets. You see the Joker coming out because Black Mask was so scared, and Joker is just a character in himself. Anyway, back to Jason. I'll get to that later. Jason Todd, he has that, do I dare say, Wolverine-like sense of justice. If anybody follows Wolverine through the comics, and yes, I'm doing a hell of a crossover right now, you know that Wolverine will kill you if he feels it's for a greater good. And that's exactly where Jason stands. Looking at the comic books for a second, one of the newer lines, when Dick Grayson becomes Batman, Damian's his Robin, you can see Jason doing a lot as his own Batman, so to speak. And he touches on the same points with Dick. You know, if you were to cross that line, that first set and kill, everything would be better. One of my favorite scenes in this movie is the fight scene between Jason and Bruce. Yeah, it goes through, they're in a bathroom, and Bruce finally kind of snaps off and says, if you think you'll be a better Batman than me, basically see what you can do against the original himself. It's actually a really great scene. One thing that it was shown in the movie, but I don't think many people caught it or felt it, was towards the end. You know, Jason, Batman, and Joker in a room, and Jason's doing his little speech about, you know, that rule and how he's Batman, how Bruce is on his almighty horse, his high throne or whatever. And his line is, how can you go on saying you're serving justice and cutting down crime in Gotham, but scumbags like this live, referring to the Joker. being the Joker's the one who killed him. And Bruce really didn't have a direct answer for that. He did it like he's always says. He's like, don't you think I've thought about killing the Joker several times, but I will not allow myself to cross that line. He stuck to his guns. Again, all due respect, but I think a lot can be done with Jason, especially if they do a live-action film or the next Batman live-action film. I think they should include Jason Todd either as Red Hood or play out his story as Robin, because he has a lot of potential on screen. In Under Red Hood, he was voiced by Jensen Ackles, the guy who plays Dean Winchester in Supernatural. That voice did it. His voice is just so powerful, and the way he delivers certain lines are just, you really would think that he could pull off being Jason Todd on the big screen. I don't know, you guys can debate me about it. There's comment section below and everything like that, so we'll leave that for another time. Moving forward to the Joker in this one. Not voiced by Mark Hamill, which kind of threw me off because I was really looking forward to that, but John DiMaggio, I think. I don't remember, I'll check it later. But he did a great job voicing the Joker. He also was another who captured the Joker's true psychotic essence in his portrayal. And, for example, the scene Black Mask goes to him in Arkham, Joker's like, he had a glass of water, sips the water, breaks the glass, kills everybody. Faster than you would believe. Turned out really, really great in my opinion. Moving forward to that, I think the moment Joker's psychotic nature was captured the most in this film was towards the end. Again, back in the room with Jason and Bruce. He's sitting there and he's thinking of it like a big celebration. He just got beat with a crowbar as well. And he's thinking of it as a big celebration. He's like, okay, first we're going to take a picture of me and the kid, then me and the crowbar, then all three of us. And Jason basically holds a gun to his head and says, shut up. And Bruce says something else, I believe, and Joker's line is, party pooper, no cake for you. You're in a room with two people who want you dead. You're just beaten with a crowbar, and you're crazy enough to continue talking with a gun to your head. Hands off. Leaving that one, Joker wins automatically. I'm going to give him the slow clap, he deserves it. Let's take a minute, clap it out. Now, this is going to bring me to a slightly different topic, but it'll all relate again in the end, being the whole Robin fiasco with Dark Knight Rises. John Blake, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character in that movie, is Christopher Nolan's Robin, because his name is Robin, okay. I've seen a lot of different videos analyzing his character. I've seen the reasoning behind it, and I absolutely agree with him. John Blake is the personification of the three main Robins. You know, he was a cop, as was Dick Grayson when he moved to Bloodhaven before he became Nightwing. He lost both of his parents at a young age, and it had an effect on him, obviously, just like Jason. As for Tim, he was resourceful. You know, he was resourceful, and honestly, I would love to see a John Blake. Well, I would have loved to see John Blake turn out as more of a Jason Todd than a Dick Grayson, which is how it looks like he's turning out towards the end, seeing he inherits the Batcave from Bruce. Spoiler alert if you didn't see it. But back to Red Hood, comparing it to Return of the Joker, Batman Beyond. This one's in a league of its own. The only thing that can top Under the Red Hood is Dark Knight Returns Parts 1 and 2, which I won't go into too much with this video. I'll do that for the next video. But, Matt, dude, just like we talked about, I think you're absolutely right. Jason is a character that you can actually sympathize with more so than antagonize, and I probably talked in circles, but that's what I got for now. Stay tuned, next video. Hit me up on Facebook, I'll link it in the description, or comment below about a movie you'd like to hear about, if you enjoy me talking. As usual, thanks for tuning in. Catch you guys later.